You know, playing games that have already been released, you start to realize how much they can still visually surprise us. Of course, graphics are far from the deciding factor, but in this video, it's all about the graphics. At number 10, Batman: Arkham Knight. I'm sorry to say, but Batman: Arkham Knight was released in 2015. Yes, the game is starting to show its age, but for some reason, I thought it came out just recently, and that honestly scares me a little. How quickly time flies. In any case, visually, Batman: Arkham Knight has stood the test of time and is so detailed that it can be put on par with modern games. The graphics in the game are just something miraculous. Even if the game were released now, I would believe it. Everything in the game is top-notch. The city, the environment, the rain, the droplets running down Batman's cape, character modeling, and the effects. The draw distance is simply astonishing. The developers did a tremendous job 9 years ago. The graphical component made a quantum leap in development back then. The gothic, grim atmosphere of Gotham is conveyed and felt at the highest level. Today's gamers, especially the Zoomers, might only be amazed by 8K resolution with ray tracing, lumen, and other innovations. But even without that, the game simply impresses even the most picky people. I played the game on different platforms. I play everywhere, and it looked absolutely stunning. Even now, on PS4, it still looks impressive. Just imagine for a moment if we were to revisit this game. It would easily give modern games a run for their money. At number 9 is Battlefield 1. Perhaps Battlefield 1 is not your favorite game in the series, but it looks absolutely stunning, especially at the very beginning where the war is taking place in neutral territory. There are no words, just emotions. The campaign storyline is something incredible. I am just amazed at the work done by the folks at DICE. The game impresses and touches you deeply. It has a dark atmosphere filled with fear and horror. These heroes represent the cursed war, and as you immerse yourself in it, you understand what people had to endure on their path to freedom. Many of them will never grow old. It's hard, especially in today's world, to perceive the game as mere entertainment. You can't help but think about the fates of those who had to face the horrors of war. And you wish for just one thing: that no family in the world ever has to encounter this nightmare. In all other aspects, there are no complaints about the game. It has simply magnificent graphics, destructibility, the scale of events happening on the map, and quite good optimization. All of this evokes only positive emotions. I still periodically return to Battlefield 1, partly because of the graphics, and partly because it is incredible, conveying the horrific atmosphere of World War I like no other game. And despite the fact that it was released in 2016, it still looks absolutely superb. At number 8 is Rise of the Tomb Raider, a game that is still praised for its graphical execution on PC. It was released just a year after its temporary exclusive launch on consoles and Xbox in 2016. At the time, this event caused quite a stir. Some, like Hachiko, eagerly awaited the game's release on their PlayStation, while others rushed to the store to get a new Xbox. You know, I understand that both the first and second trailers for the game showcased some very impressive visuals. In 2015, it was next-gen. In short, people simply couldn't believe they would see such graphics at launch. The company's PR was everywhere, and people were expecting a blockbuster. And that's exactly what they got. During my recent playthrough, I often forgot that this is a project that has already turned 9 years old. We travel through snowy mountains, the hot and desolate Middle East, explore a mysterious geothermal valley, and navigate through old mines and catacombs, encountering a variety of tombs. The contrast of the environments will definitely keep you engaged. All of this is enhanced by incredibly beautiful graphics, and in 2021, the game added support for NVIDIA's deep learning supersampling technology and DirectX 12, which, without exaggeration, looks stunning even in 2024. I think everyone remembers that this game was used for a long time as a benchmark for testing graphics cards. At number 7 is a game that was released in April 2018 on PlayStation 4. It's worth noting that the life cycle of the PS4 was coming to an end, and the developers managed to extract the maximum from the console at that time. Regardless of which version of the console you played on, the game performed exceptionally well. It featured astonishing detail, a vast world, and everything worked seamlessly. Players hardly noticed how the camera transitioned between cutscenes and gameplay. The graphics in the game are outstanding. It's a true masterpiece that I believe surpasses many games released even today. Each location looks so beautiful that you sometimes forget you're playing a game. The immense variety of enemies, mythical creatures, dragons, witches, and gods constantly fills your bestiary. And all of this is accompanied by stunning animations and non-stop action. In the end, we got a very atmospheric and truly wonderful adventure that is definitely worth experiencing. The character detail is so impressive that you can even see the pores on his skin. Everything is executed excellently. If you recently launched this game on PC, even without mods, you know what I'm talking about. Even if you lower the detail level to that of the original PS4, the visuals will still look impressive. At number 6 is Red Dead Redemption 2. Yes, I know it's a newer game. The console version was released in the fall of 2018. But how good it is! In my opinion, the graphics in RDR2 are, if not the best, then one of the best in the entire gaming industry. Even almost 6 years after its release, the game easily surpasses nearly all current titles. The texture work is stunning, the characters are well modeled, and the attention to small graphical details is excellent. The draw distance is simply magnificent. If you're looking for a game to create beautiful screenshots, RDR2 is the best option for you. Trust me, the detailed urban landscapes, fields, and forests are full of life. Every inch of this game is simply breathtaking. The characters look and move very realistically, and you can discern the tiniest details on the ground, in the streets, on the horses, and in the shops. Everything is present here. What's most interesting is that it still looks impressive today, despite the fact that the game has not been updated for the new generation of consoles. It was released at the very end of the last generation, and there has officially been no full update to take advantage of the PS5 and Xbox Series X. Technically, the game still looks incredible on PS4 and Xbox, not to mention the PC version. At number 5 is Far Cry 5. The 5th installment was released in 2018, and the Far Cry series has always been known for its visuals. It's even called Far Cry because it uses the Cry engine, so that's no surprise. However, Far Cry 5 utilizes a rather amusingly named engine called Dunya, which is a modified version of Cry engine. The game running on the Dunya engine looks simply stunning. The graphics are beautiful even on the lowest settings, although there are some minor optimization issues. However, overall, the developers at Ubisoft have truly managed to harness the Dunya engine. As for the plot, one could argue, but the game undoubtedly looks beautiful. The environment and atmosphere of the American Hope County are conveyed quite well. Rivers, mountains, forests, and gas stations along the highways are all depicted in an incredibly realistic manner. The evolution of graphics in Far Cry 5 is noticeably significant. The visuals in Far Cry 5 easily outshine those of all its previous installments, thanks to a range of improved graphical features that give the game a truly realistic appearance. At times, you might even forget you're playing a game and feel like you're watching a movie. The landscapes and the overall detail of the environment are simply divine. Of course, with such beautiful graphics, it would be a shame not to include a special photo mode in the game, which allows players to customize it to their liking. At number 4 is Assassin's Creed Origins. Personally, I believe it is the best installment among the last 4 open-world games in the series, released 7 years ago. The game features incredible graphics, but what attracts me more is its visual design. Perhaps Assassin's Creed Unity and Assassin's Creed Odyssey can compete in terms of graphics and detail variety, but Origins stands out due to its draw distance, with incredibly colorful sandy dunes and beautiful oases with rivers, inhabited by diverse wildlife. By the way, the water in Origins looks simply stunning for its time. Plus, you can observe all of this from a bird's-eye view, which is extremely impressive. We know that Assassin's Creed Valhalla has gone even further, but only in the desert of Origins can you see the blazing sun enveloping the beautiful blue rivers and green reeds of the oasis. This still looks amazing even today. I think Origins can easily compete graphically with Mirage, which was released just recently. In some moments, Origins might even look more beautiful than Mirage, but that's just my subjective opinion, so please don't throw stones at me. At number 3 is the game Until Dawn, released in 2015 for PlayStation 4. It still looks very beautiful, especially thanks to the clever use of light and shadow. The characters were modeled after actors, and at times they look incredibly good. As befits an exclusive title, Until Dawn can be called one of the most beautiful interactive games of all time for PlayStation 4. In the latest game, Jack Vera, they significantly improved facial animation, and now in Until Dawn, the faces look very convincing. And now, attention. The game was developed in 2013 for PlayStation 3. How about that? But later, it was decided to wait for the PlayStation 4 to avoid sacrificing game optimization. So, theoretically, this kind of graphics could have been seen at the very end of PlayStation 3's life cycle. It's hard to believe. Now imagine how people were amazed by such graphics 9 years ago. If you missed this masterpiece, I recommend catching up. In second place is the game Ryza, which undoubtedly surpassed its generation in visual standards. Released in 2013, it amazed players with its graphical quality at the launch of the Xbox. When the game later came out on PC, it surprised us again with its beauty. It's incredible how the developers managed to achieve such a level of detail on 8th-generation consoles, not counting the Switch. The quality of the models still impresses, and I envy those who got to enjoy this game at its release. Just imagine the emotions players felt 11 years ago when they saw such detailed graphics and sharp imagery. The game looks stunning and doesn't seem outdated, which confirms its resilience over time. I think no one can argue with that. In first place is Uncharted 4. I think many were probably expecting to see this game here because it looks incredibly beautiful for its age. Released in 2016, it's another game that pushed the PlayStation 4 to its limits. Uncharted 4 is a visual masterpiece. Nathan's adventures take him to snowy Scotland and the stunning island of Madagascar, and the contrasts in the environment are simply incredible. The graphics in the game are top-notch even today, and it runs perfectly. Instant loading times and smooth FPS without drops, with excellent optimization. There are no issues with the locations. You just want to walk around and admire everything, especially when you reach the tropical island. The game looks as if it was released not 8 years ago, but quite recently. Though, again, that's my subjective opinion. When I played this game at launch, I was completely blown away, and that's putting it mildly. I decided to focus on games released in the last 10 years, although it would be possible to consider both later and earlier projects. However, I chose this particular time frame because many amazing games have come out during these years. I am very interested to hear your opinions. Which games do you consider to be the most visually stunning in the last 10 years? Please write your suggestions in the comments, and let's limit our discussion to games released up until 2018. I eagerly await your responses. If you enjoyed my video, please give it a like. It really motivates me to create new content for you. I would especially appreciate it if you subscribe to the channel. Thank you for watching.